or the husband, the wife or the husband, because we don't know who this is. The wife or the husband is talking to somebody that they're in a relationship with, and they say they keep talking to them because they trying to help them. I don't know what they help them with, but they trying to help them. They didn't tell us what they was helping them with. I don't know if they got 8s in their back and 10s, little 10s. They 10s, baby, they 10s. Where did it out? Yeah, I'm helping them out. I don't know.
Amen. Is it right to stay connected with people whom you have soul ties with, although you are married and your spouse feels disrespected? No, it's not right. It's not right. It says because they feel that they can help them. It is not your responsibility. It is not your responsibility to help your ex out. Because if you got a soul tie with them, it's an ex. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is not your responsibility, it's whose? God's. I'm going to give you an example. When Pastor James and I first got married, he was in college and he was engaged to his last girlfriend before me. So when we got married and moved to Rockford, they had a mishap. A common friend died among them. So which kind of reconnected them. And so, we went to the funeral, met her, all that. Well, his ex started calling my in-laws' house. And he spoke with her, and I spoke with her one time. And now, we lived with them for quite a while. I had kids for 7 years. I remember the last time she called my house, my oldest son was 1. So she went from calling my in-laws' house to my house. I'm not a jealous person. Some people have jealous tendencies. I don't. And so I wasn't intimidated or jealous by the fact that she was calling. Okay, from the time that she called in the beginning, it was just, common catch up. Then it went to her being divorced. So once she started calling our house, when we lived in our own house, she was going through a divorce. And at the time she was going through a divorce, she just felt the need to reach out to her ex-boyfriend. Now, y'all you gotta get in the spirit for that. I'm going through a divorce, and now I want to call my ex. So, from what I understand, she never disrespected him, and he never told me, or, spoke out of turn, never disrespected me on the phone. But I told him one day, I was going to work, and I said, you need to sever that relationship. Because he had a soul tie with this sister. He moved to Georgia because of her. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I said, you need to sever that relationship. He puffed up. He was like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to help this girl. I'm saying this girl needs some help. I said, James, I was in a patient room at the hospital. He was like, are you jealous? I said, jealousy is not my problem. I said, it is an open door to the enemy. And you need to close it. That's what I told him. I said, it's an open door. Because sometimes we think we so big and tough, we can handle stuff. But the Bible says that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Now this is where he went wrong. He knew that his motives were right. I just honestly want to see this girl. I had a heart for her. She's going through a divorce. And I said, just because your motives are right, don't mean her motives are right. Did y'all hear that, husbands and wives? Just because your motives are right, don't mean, and even if her motives weren't bad, it's an open door to the enemy. So the very last time, I remember Elias being, and he obviously didn't stop it then, because she called a few more times. The very last time, I remember saying something, putting my foot down. Elias was 1. And I was upstairs, and he was crying, and I needed a bottle. And I remember that vividly. And James was on the phone. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. And I said, Elias need a bottle. And I threw it. He said, what? A pacifier? A what? And I was like, what? I was like, what you get tricked up? the last time I'm gonna tell you, cut that off. And I said, now she's disrespecting me because she called my house 7 o'clock in the morning. I only call my friend 7 o'clock in the morning. What makes you think you can call my husband at 7 o'clock in the morning? And they'll go from calling you, hitting you up at midnight. I need some. That's a selfish person. Any woman that's gonna reach out to her ex to get some, attention, you selfish. You understand what I'm saying? You selfish if you reaching out to your ex to give you some attention and you know they're married. And if you let it happen and your spouse don't approve of it, you're selfish. Because no matter what your wife say, you better listen. No matter what your husband say, you better listen. Now we had an issue on Facebook. One of my old flames, from years ago,
Yeah, tell both sides.
Would compliment me on, one time he put, your husband is a very lucky man on my Facebook. And so I just said, thank you. My husband had a problem with that.
Smiling face. Tell the whole story.
And so he said, this was just last year. He said, what that joker mean? I'm a lucky man. I thought it was a compliment. I'm a woman. He said, that ain't no compliment. He said, that blah, 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 trying to get his foot back in the door.
I didn't know.
That joker. But I'm like, get his foot. That ain't happening with me. This man clear across the other side of the United States. He said, Lisa, that was disrespectful. That'll move me. Well, he said, what I'm supposed to do? Get on here and be like, oh, yeah, I'm lucky, she mine. He said, cut that joker off. So I was like, okay, I ain't gonna respond. So then, that was about 2-3 years ago. Then he turned around last year. And I don't remember what he said. I can't quite remember. If you can't, but he said something else. He said something on my Facebook again. And my husband responded to him on my Facebook. And I was like, oh my God. And then my little sister. Then my little sister, who could get real rah-rah, that live in North Carolina, she responded and said, that's right, get up off my brother's wife. And I was like, oh my God. Him and Rachel just back and forth, teaming up on this dude. And I was like, then I talked to my other sister. She was like, Lisa, delete him from your Facebook. Because I knew my motives. You understand what I'm saying? And she said, if your husband don't like what he's just complimenting nothing, delete it. And I said, you're right. I deleted it. And it's not been a problem since. But see how initially you feel like I ain't doing nothing. They just saying, you know what I'm saying? But it's like if your spouse does not approve of it. And I'm telling you, whether they do or not, stay away from the exes. Stay away from the people you had flames with. You hear what I'm saying? Stay away from them. Because it's an open door to the enemy. If your spouse feels disrespected, don't act like you know it all. Respect them and cut it off.
And the thing that we learned out of that situation is that this is the thing that hit me based on what my wife said. Because I was sensitive to hurt this person's feelings. I'm like, man, I don't want to, they're going through a problem. I'm a preacher, man. I'm just going to hurt them like that. And she said, you more concerned about another female's feelings than your wife? That hit me like a ton of bricks. And from that point on, I don't care who you is. If my wife